Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much, Sam, for inviting me to speak. So I'm Judy Levin. And I also am very passionate about my work, so I brought notes so that I would not go over, so I'm going to refer to them many times so I can be succinct. What if I told you that your company was spending millions of dollars on a product that contained toxic chemicals, and that these chemicals could affect the health of your workers, and that none of these chemicals actually needed to be in the products, and that by taking a few clear and simple steps, you could get a great success story for your sustainability report, you could strengthen the environmental credibility of your brand, that you could reduce the exposure to your workers to toxic chemicals, and that by taking a few and clear, simple steps in your procurement processes, you could really change the way products are made, not just for your organization, but the way that manufacturers are making products for everyone, including for products that end up in our home. So what's the product I'm talking about? It's furniture. Like the things we're sitting on right now and all that stuff in your office and in your workplace. Oh, I need my little pointer for the slides. Oops, sorry. Just realized. Thank you so much. All right, forward. Next. So my organization is the Center for Environmental Health. We also go by CEH, and we're a national nonprofit. And our mission is to make sure that the places where we live, work, learn, and play are healthy and free of toxic chemicals. And one of the most effective strategies that we've found for achieving that goal is by partnering with large purchasers, people like you here in this room, and using your buying power to move the market towards safer products. So you may be wondering, why did CH focus on furniture? And there's actually a few reasons. One, it's a top spend for many furniture is a top spend for many purchasers. We're in intimate contact with it every day in our home and at work, and it's actually an unexpected source of toxic chemicals that don't stay put in the products, they migrate out, and they get into our bodies. So you may actually be surprised to learn that there are 5 key chemicals of concern in furniture. I call them the hazardous handful. Catchy, it kind of sticks. It's also part of the Healthy Interiors Challenge. And all the chemicals have different health effects, but you'll see some of the common threads. Many are linked to cancer, reproductive difficulties. Do you know how much infertility there is in our community today? Developmental problems, hormone disruption, and many other problems. These are just to name a few. So flame retardants. These are chemicals that were sold to us with the promise of greater fire safety. It's not true. Many are toxic, and they don't even increase fire safety in our furniture. Fluorinated stain treatments. These are some of the most persistent chemicals known to science. They're in all of our bodies, and they're going to remain in our bodies and in the environment for our lifetimes and well beyond. Volatile organic compounds, including formaldehyde, these contaminate our air, they're linked to cancer as well, and they affect worker productivity. Antimicrobials, how many people think that sounds like a good thing? They actually don't reduce the spread of infection in furniture, and they may actually create superbugs that are resistant to antibiotic treatments, and that's a huge public health issue. And PVC, which has toxic chemicals associated with it throughout its lifetime, from manufacturing to the use stage and end of life. And none of these chemicals needed to be in the products in the first place, ever. Really, it's amazing. As I said, for decades, we were sold the promise of greater safety through flame retardants and antimicrobials, but it wasn't true, and now we know that. So how did purchasers move the market towards healthier products? Well, first, CH and our allies agreed upon one consistent and harmonized message of what we wanted, and this was essential. Manufacturers had to know exactly what purchasers wanted so they could step up and meet those demands. And with all of our partners asking for the same thing, manufacturers knew what we wanted and that we were all pulling in the same direction. And being in the same direction is really important. And then CEH held dozens of presentations and webinars. We've educated more than 2,000 purchasers about the health effects and the opportunity they have to move the market. And once purchasers heard about this issue, we got some great attention. This is just a partial list of purchasers who we're partnering with. And you're gonna see groups like LinkedIn, PG&E, Harvard University, the state of New York, the state of Minnesota, the city of Portland, Dignity Health, just to name a few. And then we developed tools and resources that purchasers needed to do this work. We wanted to do the heavy lifting to make it easy for you because you're so busy. So we created technical specifications. We did RFP language. We did lists of preferable products, whatever we could to make your job as easy as possible. And we created a purchaser pledge so that organizations could express their support for this work. And we and our partners have almost $1 billion of purchasing power now towards healthier furniture. And many of you are in the room signed our pledge. And then we provided technical assistance to any organization that asked for it. And we did whatever they needed to help them take the next steps. And then things took off. And the the purchasers that you see on this screen, they started taking our easy to use tools and resources, and they put them into action. And that's when the market took off. And manufacturers kept hearing the same thing over and over, loud and clear, about what purchasers wanted. And the market has changed dramatically. Just 5 years ago, 80% of our furniture had toxic and unnecessary flame retardant chemicals in it. Now the reverse is true. 80% of our furniture no longer contains those chemicals. It used to be that fluorinated stain treatments and antimicrobials were commonly added to products. Now more and more of you are asking for these chemicals not to be in your products. And that's not the norm anymore. The market has changed. Here's a list of manufacturers who now have products that can meet the restrictions on the hazardous handful. It's just a partial list, but it's not clear sailing yet because not all of these products from these manufacturers can meet these restrictions. So you still have to work carefully and work with our purchasing specifications or our purchasing guides and work closely with your manufacturers to ensure that you're getting the healthiest products for your worker. But it's an impressive list. So I'd like to share with you a few things we've learned on this journey. Partnering with purchasers is the most effective strategy that we've found to move the market. I'd like to pretend that if I went to a manufacturer and said, you know, you've got a lot of toxic chemicals in your products, you should remove those chemicals, that they would listen. Unfortunately, I don't think the Center for Environmental Health has quite the amount of purchasing power that's needed for that to happen. But when we join forces and we aggregate that purchasing power and we send one message and create uniform market pressure, the manufacturers listen. We succeed when we join forces with you and skill sets and we unite around one consistent set of health protective purchasing preferences. The second lesson I've learned is that purchasing can move the market way faster than any legislation, which is imperfect, or slow-moving regulations. Any of you who've worked on regulations or legislation know what I mean. Painful, long process. And third, this is great and powerful work because it's a win-win. It's a win for purchasers because you're getting healthy and in many cases less expensive products. You're creating a better workplace and you're protecting your most valuable resources, your workers and your customers. And it's a win for manufacturers too because they know what we're looking for and they can then dedicate the resources and the information they need to move that market towards healthier products. And Brad Miller here from BIFMA once told me, he said, customer demand is the single largest driver of change outside of regulation and legislation. Customer demand is the single most important mover. That's you guys. It's a great lesson. So in closing, I want to say we've done some great work. We've had great success. I'm really proud of it. But can you imagine if every organization in this room joined in this effort? What could we do? So if you're not on our list of purchasing partners, you see there's still space in the middle for your logo. You still have a chance to join this dynamic group of purchasers. CEH will provide you with the content expertise you need, the tools and resources, the technical expertise, assistance you need. All you have to do is flex your purchasing muscle in the same direction as this group of peers. And this is a strategy that works not just for furniture, it can work for many products. In fact, right now, the Center for Environmental Health is taking this winning strategy and we're applying it to toxics in food packaging and disposable foodware. And then we're working on carpeting and flooring. So Sue Chang, my colleague who's here, Sue, would you stand up and wave your hand? This is Sue. You are going to want to connect with her if your organization is buying food contact packaging or disposable foodware. We've already made some great success. And I hope that you'll contact me if you want to work on healthier furniture or carpeting and flooring. So I just want to say it is awesome to be at SPLC. It's a conference I look forward to every year because this is such a dynamic group of dedicated and committed professionals. I really can't say that about other conferences I always go to. So I really look forward to this. So in closing, I just hope that you'll join with us and make our dreams possible for a healthier economy, a healthier future, a healthier workplace, and join with me on our furniture work and with Sue on our disposable foodware. And together we can amplify those wins and really make for a healthier future. So thank you so much, Sam and SPLC, and for all of you for your great work. Thank you.